Hello, everyone. It's now been 2 months since King Street Baptist Church building has been closed due to this COVID-19 pandemic. 2 months since we have not had public worship at the church building. 2 months. That's a long time. 2 months that we've been confined in our homes. 2 months is a long time, but it's not nearly as long as Noah and his family were on the ark. In Genesis chapter 8, at the end of the great flood, the ark came to rest on Mount Ararat, and the waters continued to recede. And then one day, Noah sent out a raven, and the raven flew around, but then it returned to the ark because it couldn't find anywhere to land. And then, a little while later, Noah sent out a dove. The dove flew around, but then it came back because it too couldn't find anywhere to land. A week later, Noah sent the dove out again. This time it did return, but this time it had an olive branch in its beak, a sign of hope. A week later, Noah sent the dove out again. This time the dove did not return because it had found somewhere to land. It had found dry ground. And then, a little while later, God told Noah and his family that they could leave the ark. The land had dried up, and it was safe to come out of the ark. We've been waiting a long time during this coronavirus crisis to come out of our homes, to reopen everything, including our church buildings, but it's not safe yet. It wasn't safe yet for Noah and his family to come out of the ark until the water had all dried up, until there was dry ground. So they had to wait for the right time. And even though it's frustrating to wait, we need to. We need to listen to our government leaders and our public health officials until the all clear is sounded and we are able to resume things and to reopen our church buildings. We need to wait until it's safe. If we try to reopen the church buildings and resume public worship too soon, then things could become very complicated, even very dangerous. We need to be very careful. Ontario and the rest of Canada are reopening slowly, gradually, and carefully. The churches have to do the same. It may take a while before permission is granted to the churches and other faith groups to reopen their buildings, but we need to wait. And we need to show our non-Christian neighbors that we are not trying to flout the government, try to flout the health officials. We're not trying to defy their directives. We are actually trying to comply with what is being said and recommended so that we and all of us can remain safe. When it is safe, then we can reopen even our church buildings. So let's take a lesson from the ark. Let's take a lesson from Noah and his family. They didn't step out of the ark too soon. They waited until it was safe. Let's not reopen our church buildings and resume public worship until it is safe to do so. When it is, then we can go back. Then we can gather together again, worship God together again as a family of faith. Still, we have to be careful. Still, we have to put certain things in place, even for our worship services, to make sure everybody is safe. But when the time comes, it will be the right time. Noah and his family knew when it was the right time to exit the ark. We will know when it's the right time to resume public worship in our church buildings. Let's take a lesson from Noah and his family. Let's take a lesson from the ark. Let's wait until it's safe. Amen.